Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Good evening, everyone. There we go. Sorry. Window capture a little slow there, but good evening, everyone. Welcome to... It's the start of Season 22 for the Apex Online Racing F1 Leagues. We're in North America PC for tonight's first opening race here of the season. I am Benikage. With me is actually, well, I was supposed to have a co-commentator. There is nobody with me here tonight, actually, but we are about ready to get underway here with qualifying sessions. So it is Bahrain, the first of 17 rounds in the Formula One Championship here for Apex Online Racing. We've got Bulldog, Carlos, Starcraft, Andy, Flavio, the returning champion from Season 21, and Aston Martin, Jay Ramos, Final 3, Fizzymon in the Alpine, Ramon, Jackie Jack, of course, Giovanni Santos, Wilhelm Zephyr, Murphy's Law, Igor, Lars, Steph, Tezik, and Jan, who's the returning Season 20 champion here, as we are about ready to get underway. The Haas is doing something. Bulldog's doing something with it. But nonetheless, we are about ready to get underway as it is Season 22 to kick off here as we welcome you along. Hope everybody's having a good night. We had EU, plenty of action in the EU race earlier. Looking for more of the same. The Haas is having trouble. I don't know what the Haas is doing. It's causing yellow flags all up in Sector 1. But he's disconnected. That's why. Fair enough. It's going to be the first flying lap going to come in from Igor. Flavio is fast, says the chat. Yeah, very fast. In fact, Flavio, Monza was the only track that he did not podium in last season. So really a very, very fast driver. He's going to be looking for more of the same here tonight. As we watch the Williams now, it is Igor who's just dove back into the pit. So he did an out lap, but he decides not to do a flying lap. So here we are with Murphy's Law, who is on the flying lap, gets the DRS over the Williams, flying around the track here, as he's going to be the first one really to set a lap time. This is a very difficult middle sector here, going down in towards turn number 8. Always tricky, always wants to lock up on you because the track dips away from you. And it's flying up towards turn 9 and then turn 10. Turn 10, very hard to get the straight line braking right, but he seems to have nailed it. A little bit too much on the inside curve maybe, but he's coming out with a lot of speed. He's going to be going up. Let's look at the lap time here. He's going to be coming up in towards this uphill, flat out section here to start, or to at least to end Sector 2. Start Sector 3. We talked earlier. We said about the 103s is where you want to be to get a very good lap. He's going to land in the 105s here at the end of Sector 2. He's got 2 more straights to work with. He is going to be first one on the board. Where is he going to put the car? He takes a lot of curb on the outside. He is through. Where is he going to be here? And it's going to be a 127. So a little bit on the slower end for the first lap for him, as it's going to be StarCraft nailing a 130. There it is, Lars coming through the line. He's got the first fastest, and then you've got Tezek behind him at 126. As we're going to get with, I believe it is going to be not him, it is Zephyr here, who is setting a fastest lap. He's got the DRS open, flying down the straight, 128. Zephyr goes in towards 5th position here. So now, let's get Kalo going in the Mercedes here. Flavio on his outlap, mind you. We'll follow him next. As Cody Blanton says, love to see AOR NA League still going strong. Of course, you love to see it, mate. As it's going to be a 128 for Kalo. As the Haas, looks like it could be, oh no, that's Bulldog. It's going to be the next person on the, oh no, that's, beg your pardon, that's Lars. Trying to get the, we're watching Yan actually, he's on the outlap. So the two Aston Martins are going to be the teams, or the two favorites, I should say, for the World Championship, right? You've got Jan, the season 20 winner. You've got Flavio, the season 21 winner. As we watch Flavio's lap now, actually, he has just started his flying lap. Down the straight here. Very good use of the outside part of the track. Nice wide entry there into turn number 4, up into the technical sector. A lot of outside curve there, though. Might be a little too much. There is a yellow flag for sectors 1 and 2. I don't see a spin anywhere, though. He is purple through sector 1. You can see on the mini-map. Now he handles that turn 8 very well, coming down towards turn 10. As he handles it very, very well. Not even a sniff of a lockup whatsoever. He's going to go right around the traffic, up into start turn number 11. And the uphill flat-out section now after the small DRS straight. Little flag in sector 3 as the Mercedes jumps out of the way to let a car go by. And Flavio, he's purple through 2. He's looking really good. The defending champion trying to start off on the right foot here. Here comes his first lap up to the line. It's going to be DRS flies open, and it is going to be a 125.8. Lars is still ahead with his 125.7. That is just the first set of laps. Of course, plenty of time left. Still 11 minutes left on this in this qualifying session. Remember, we have one 18-minute qualifying session and a 50% race. A lot of teams prepping for their second run. Some outlaps getting started here. As coming across the line, let's take a look at Zephyr here, who seems to be on a, could be an in-lap for Zephyr actually. Should be diving into the pits. And indeed he is. So early lap time suggests 125. Even the low 125s might be enough to get you in towards a front row position or even a good position. As we have Igor here diving into the pits again. He has not set a lap time yet. He has gone 2 out laps and not set a lap time. Very interesting. But yeah, plenty of time left to set a time for all of these drivers. Swap onto a new pair of softs. Get back out underway here. Jan on his flying lap now, mind you, and the other Aston Martin, the other title favorite. Down in towards turn number 4. He's got a little bit of lap traffic ahead of him. He's going to have to be careful of. A lot of curve there on the exit. Always have to be careful about the curbs here in this end of sector 1, start of sector 2, because they could really throw you offline. You could lose a lot of time there. But he handles it very, very well. As you see the DRS open, he's got the Alfa Romeo in front of him, who's also on a flying lap, it looks like. Has to be careful. You definitely don't want to be caught behind a car doing a flying lap here and lose a lot of time. And that might be the case here with Jan. Flying around. It's Jay Ramos behind him. He is going to get the slipstream, but he's got to be careful he doesn't lose too much time behind it. Looks like he might have lost the rear end a little bit there. He's going to dive into the pits. He's not going to set a time. He knows the time. He knows the lap is gone. And in fact, Jay Ramos goes up into 8th position with that. So he was indeed on a flying lap, and it means Jan will have to come out later on to attempt another lap. As the Mercedes both start their second flying laps. Tazik in 4th position with 1:26.7. A lot of time to improve. That's a full second between him and him and pole, I should say. And he's gone purple through sector 1, it looks like. So very good lap so far for Tazik. A little bit of a lockup on that front right going down towards turn number 6. Or turn 7 at least. As he's on the front straight now. He's got 2 cars ahead of him. They are not, doesn't look like they are on flying laps either. His teammate is one of them. Kalo, the 1:28.7, certainly hoping. Oh no, he's lost it! Oh, he's crashed! Tazik is out with a 1:26.7. He's lost the front, and that is disaster for Tazik. He is out of this session. Going in the flat, that is not the way you wanted to start or to go with your second lap in qualifying. He is out. He's got to hope that 1:26.7 holds. I got to tell you, I don't think it will. That is a time that is there for the taking if you are any car behind him. Lars goes quickest at 1:25.4. Yellow flag still in sector 2, but they have just gotten the car cleared. So now is this Zephyr coming around the line? No, he is on his flying lap, Zephyr. 1:05.3 is a little bit quicker than previously. As he is coming around the final turn for his qualifying time. Is he going to prove his position is the question. Yes, P4 for Zephyr, 1:26.4. Nicely done from him. He's up into 4th. Now the question is, where is, I beg your pardon, that must be StarCraft coming around. Igor and Jan are the only ones not to set a lap time. Jan has just started his flying lap. He's having a second go. Remember, he got caught in traffic, not lap track, but caught in traffic on his first lap. That was also doing a hot lap. So a second attempt now for Jan. Lucas, one of 2 MRT drivers. The other is his teammate Flavio. He's currently sitting P2, 4/10 off the lead from Lars, who improved his lap time, mind you, 5 minutes ago in the session. And we'll see how he does here. He's going around. He's got 2 more straights to go. Giovanni Santos is actually going to take P2 off Flavio. He's just come across line on 1:25.5. As Lucas now up to the line. Where's he going to finish? And he's got pole right now, 1:24.7. It's by 7/10, so he smashes the field with a lap time of 1:24.7. He's the first driver to dip into the 1:24s. And now the question is, which driver's going to fancy a third go? If you're Lars, do you get back out there? Are you happy with the 125.4? I think you got to go for it. I don't think you have much of a choice. You got to go for pole here. But a great performance from Jan, and he's going to be on pole right now. Giovanni Santos, he's on his in lap, and I believe so is, well, yeah, Wilhelm's just come into the pit. So Kalo is on his out lap, and Igor is also on a flying lap, mind you. He is the other driver who has not set a time just yet in the McLaren. He's on the outlet. Where's Kalo? Should be in front of him. He's had a lap invalidated, Kalo, so he might be coming back into the pits just to get fresh tires on. Doesn't have a whole ton of time here. And he's just going to go for another one, it looks like. He's just going to go right out for a flying one. Meanwhile, Igor comes across the line, and it's the start of his flying lap. He is absolutely sending it down to turn one. Kalo wants to improve. He's 4 seconds off pole here, Kalo. He at least wants to get further up the field. That 126.7 is just looking really ripe for the taking here. And Tazik is in 10th position, all things considered. As we stay on board, let's ride on board with Igor. He's got the traffic in front of him. Using the width of that turn. It's always difficult, that turn. Uses a lot of entry curve, but he looks smooth enough on the exit. Now for the uphill section here, flat out uphill. Using every inch of the track. You don't want to go, oh no! Kalo spun in front of him. Kalo is absolutely taking a spin, and it's not phased Igor whatsoever. Kalo's at least kept it out of the wall. Seems to really be a struggle point for a lot of drivers this day. And Igor pulls out. Did he pull out? Oh no, he's just starting his qualifying lap. Beg your pardon. I thought he was on his. No, he had it invalidated right at the very end. That was the problem. So Igor's got to go again. And he took his foot off the gas, which means that lap's already a bit off the pace. Igor is having troubles getting a clean section down. Ramos has retired from the session. He's on a 127.8 right now. So he is not going to improve. Wilhelm's right behind him, by the way, but by a 1/100th of a second. As we watch Flavio here on another flying lap. His teammate Lucas, his main title rival in the previous season, has stuck the car on pole. Minute 10 left. This is going to be certainly the last lap for a lot of cars. This is one of the Alpines coming up. I believe that right might be Ramon who's coming up towards the final turn. As we watch Flavio, and yes, it was Ramon. He's improved to P6. Flavio here coming down the straight. The two McLarens in front of him. Igor's lap is not really going to be that great. We already know Jackie's on the out lap. Igor, is he going to get a lap down? It doesn't look like it as Andy retires and Flavio goes across the line in pole position. He has improved, and he's put a 10th up on his teammate. 126 or 124.6, the only one of two drivers to stick the 124s. As we're watching Kalo start his qualifying lap, you've got, I believe it's one of the Alpines coming across here. If I can get the find the right number. But still, the checkered flag has fallen. Now it is Wilhelm cross the line, 127.18. Can he improve his time? Oh, he's only done it by a 10th. And he's going to pip Ramos Lynn down into 15th spot. Two Hasses coming across here. One's dove into the pits. Lars cannot improve his time on the 125.3. He'll remain in third. The other Final is the other Ferrari to cross the line. He has not improved much. He has gotten down into the 128s, sorry, it's the Alfa Romeo, beg your pardon. He's gotten down into the 128s, but it's still good enough for 18th. Igor is on his flying lap. He has to keep it clean because he hasn't set any lap time. As he is coming across the line, can he get one? Yes, and it's good enough for 4th position. Igor gets it into 4th position at the very end. Nicely done. Zephyr and his teammate Giovanni Santos coming across. Giovanni moves up to 3rd as the other Red Bull comes across the line. Zephyr cannot improve. 8th place for him. And now Fizimon, the last one to come across the line, really, or one of the last ones to come across the line. He is going to not improve on the 126.9. He's missed out by 1/1000th of a second from his previous lap time, it looks like. But nonetheless, it is going to be Fizzy in 13th. Now, only Flavio remains, and he is on an outlet. He's invalidated his lap, by the way. So he is done, and that is the field as it stands. So Flavio gets pole. His teammate and his main championship rival, Lucas, is going to get the 2nd spot on the front row. They're going to line up alongside each other. Giovanni Santos 3rd place with a 125.1. Larson 4th, Igor 5th, Jackie 6th, Ramon 7th, Zephyr 8th, Murphy's 9th, Bulldog 10th. Tazik 11th, despite the crash. Steph 12th, Fizimon 13th, Andy 14th, Wilhelm 15th, Ramos 16th, Starcraft 17th, Kalo in 18th, and final 3 is going to be at the back of the grid. Those are your qualifying results as we head into the race. As Sonidius Racing says, why is there a mark that says driver 61? Well, that's because this F1 League for AOR is proudly sponsored by Driver 61 and by SIMSOK as well. Definitely want to check them out. You can get a 25% off basically coupon if you use our code. Let me get to it. If you use our code, it is AOR Driver 61. So 25% off a consultant session and free coaching session at Driver 61 Sim Racing Academy. Use code AOR Driver 61, as well as SimSok, our other sponsor, providing socks for sim racing, including ones with a cushioned heel for comfort support during endurance racing events, breathable panels, arch support. Gotta love the arch support. Special Coolmax yarn that wicks away moisture, and strategically placed unique grips that provide that means that there is no more slipping off of your racing pedals. Visit SimSok, that's SAMSOK.com for more details. So race is about to get underway. It is the 2 Aston Martins who are going to be on pole. Beg your pardon, I should probably move those logos, by the way, so they're not in the way of the F1 little logo there. Whoop. There you go. So, race about ready to get underway. For the Bahrain Grand Prix, the first of 17 rounds, mind you. And will we see a repeat champion between the 2 Aston Martins, or is there going to be a driver that comes up and claims the glory? Formation lap to start first. Pit strategy we've seen is more of a soft to kind of a soft to medium strategy. You can see the top 10 all going on the softs. They have to. They qualified on them. But 11 through 16 immediately go down onto the medium tires. Starcraft and Kalo at the back are going to make things pretty interesting because they have got the 2 softs. Actually, Starcraft and Ramos have just... that's unfortunate. What happened there? They're both out of the session. They've been disqualified before the race even began. That's very unfortunate for those 2 drivers. So 17 cars will be at the front of the grid to start the race. will be on the grid, I should say, to start the race. Flavio is at the front of them, his teammate right behind, right alongside him, and Lucas. As we get, you see, Kalo in the back on the softs is going to be the interesting one. Will he find the pace to really jump up onto the field? He was struggling to find it on the soft in qualifying. We'll see if he can do it here in the race. As everyone else basically below 10th is on the medium tire. They're going to be going medium to softs. Can they stretch it? The EU race that we saw earlier today, it was a little bit difficult to get these mediums stretched to a big enough of a window. Of course, we had some drivers last 13 laps on the soft tires, so a long stint on the soft for anybody at the front could mean that they do the one stop onto the mediums. But as we saw with the EU race, a safety car, a virtual safety car, can change absolutely everything. We'll see if the same is the case here. As it's going to be Flavio and Lucas here. Oh, I had the logo right, and then I thought let me fix the logo real quick. I beg your pardon. I thought I had the logo right, and then I've moved it up too high. There you go. Still, the field looks set. We're ready for the lights. Here they come. 5 lights now. And it is away. Down to turn 1 they will go. Flavio, oh no, there's a Haas who spun out in the back. Who is that? That is super unfortunate. It is going to be the Aston Martin. Flavio maintains the lead. The other Aston Martin in second place stays there. Lars is going to quickly boost himself up into 3rd position. A lot going on here. You can see down the grid, there's tons. That is a lot of damage on the Haas back there. That looks like Final, who is at the back. Meanwhile, Lars maintaining 3rd position. Oh, he's lost the back end a little bit. That's invited the Red Bull of Giovanni Santos right through as Lars just keeps it on the track. Igor's right behind, having a sniff at this Haas of Lars as they go down towards the 2nd sector here, turn 10. A lot of action in towards the back of the field as well. Tons of cars colliding. We'll check the race director in a moment, but now everybody trying to single file. A little bit wide there for a few cars at the back, but nonetheless, Flavio, the main point, in the lead. Lucas is in 2nd place. They're going to go the fast out sector uphill towards sector 3 here. Flavio with the fastest lap as well. Down towards, and he's really on it so far. I mean, look at this. Flavio's already got 1.5 seconds ahead of his teammate, and he's already got 1.5 ahead of Giovanni Santos. So the sort of DRS zones have been broken already. DRS enabled lap 3 now for these teams. Finals had a disaster at the start. He's at the back. He's hit the wall, but he's stayed in the race as there are 3 cars coming into the pits. Ramos is here. He's one of the retirements, I believe. Starcraft penalty. Oh, he's got a 5-second penalty, does he? He has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As we got the scoreboard glitch, we're just going to wade through it, but nonetheless, it's Flavio in the lead over his teammate Lucas, who is still in 2nd position. Lars in the Haas is in 3rd. He's got, I believe, Igor right behind him in the McLaren, the first of 2. As Flavio, he's got such a gap at the start. That is huge. And Santos, he is in 13th or 12th. He is not, he's in 11th. No, he's in 10th. He's in 10th. He is not having a great time. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, it's a McLaren that spun. Is that Kalo? It's Kalo. He is spun. Lucas gets the fastest lap at 1:27.9, but Kalo has spun at the back. And that's put him in the 19th position. Flavio leads. Lucas 2nd. Lars is 3rd. Igor is in 4th. Ramon is in 5th, as Kalo is going to get a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. But that is your field. This is lap 3 of 29 here in Bahrain. Remember, we got Spain next week. Sector 2, 3. Oh no, is that Kalo again? It is Kalo again. He spun it again. Kalo has had 2 spins in the span of a single lap. Has he got the hard tires on as well? I believe he's got the hard tires on. Kalo went into the pits and decided to go for the hard tires. And that is not paid off. He is spinning, trying to get heat into those tires, trying to get traction on those tires. And, oh, I think he's had another spin in Sector 3. He is just all over the shop, Kalo. As gets it down the straight. To start lap 3. He's about to get lapped. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh, no, another spin. It's his teammate. I believe it's his teammate. It's Tazik, who's had a bit of a spin. He's all over the shop here, way outside the boundary limits. He has had a spin. So both Mercedes not having a good time. Kalo spins. I said McLaren, I beg your pardon, it's Mercedes. Tazik and Kalo both spinning quite a bit. Kalo 3 times in the span of a lap and a half, and Tazik does as well. Tazik's going to hold on to 12th position for now. Scoreboard seems to have fixed itself. It's still Lars under pressure from Igor here, who is really staying close. There's another spin. There's another spin, and it looks like it's final. No, it's not. Who is it? It's Wilhelm in the Ferrari, who has had the spin. Super unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri pressuring the Williams in front. Murphy's Law is under pressure. Oh my God, it's another spin for Kalo, mind you, in Sector 2. As we're going to go on to Igor here, who's putting a lot of pressure on this Haas, trying to stay in front. That's really wide from Lars out of that turn. As the slipstream in effect for the McLaren, trying to look at the inside. There's not enough traction there, but he's into the DRS zone. And Lars is not. He's 6.1 off the back of Lucas. And now you can see the DRS open for the McLaren. He goes down on the inside. There's no defending that from Lars. And so the McLaren is up into 3rd position. Nicely done. Meanwhile, Jackie, the other McLaren, he's done an overtake himself. He has taken Ramon. And so it is going to be 5th place for Jackie Jack. Zephyr's made a pass on Giovanni Santos, who is really pressuring him. Giovanni Santos very close to his teammate here. I'm sorry, it's Zephyr. I beg your pardon. Zephyr, who's very close to his teammate. He's right on the back of Santos as they go flying around into this middle sector. Kalo with a 5-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. I mean, I think he's exceeded about at least 4 times. I said 4 spins. It's very unfortunate for him. He is pretty much very... Oh, no, and speaking of spins, it's Zephyr who does it going into turn 10. It's always a difficult turn. It is so tough to get the traction right in turn 10. And that's exactly why. That front left is unloaded going down into that turn. And it really, really hurts. Kalo with another penalty. He is just having a nightmare of a race. So the pressure off that spin. Oh no, Zephyr's had another spin and he's hit the wall. Zephyr's hit the wall. There's a lot of damage. He's lost the right front end plate to the wing. Disaster for Zephyr. Lars in the Haas, we're going to go back with him. He is trying to get this position back on Igor. He's staying awfully close to him. As they go down into the front straight, or down into second straight, I should say, down to turn 4. There's not enough traction for Lars. There's not enough track for Lars there. And so he can't get the move done. Nice aerial shot there. You can see going down to turn 8, tight turn. They're going to get awfully close, but the traction, that's a very good run out of that turn from the McLaren. He is going to speed away. Lars is trying to keep the gap close. There's another DRS zone coming up for him, but is it going to be enough to overtake? He's got the DRS wing open. We'll see if he can get the move done is the question. There's just the straight's just not long enough, so no, he can't. They go down into the braking zone of turn 11. Up the hill now. Can the McLaren keep the position? He is starting to peel away. He's got to peel away. There's another yellow flag in sector 2. No real spins there, it looks like, so it clears up right away. As we're gonna get, let's go to Murphy's Law down there in 10th position. He is still fighting for Steph for this 9th position. They were fighting to get close to Zephyr. He's out of spin. He's down to 15th now. He's down 7 positions. And now into the pits. Here we go. Murphy's Law, the first car to pit on lap 7. And the question is, what tire is he going to elect to go onto? Is he going to go? He's going to go with the medium compound, it looks like. So he's going to put the pressure on the mediums the last 22 laps. Unless he's going for the 2-stop. Might be going for the 2-stop here with that medium compound tire. And trying to finish. He might go soft, medium, soft. There was talk of that a little bit in the chat on the build-up to this race. Let's see if that's exactly what he chooses to do. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's probably Kalo with another spin. Yes, and he's out. Kalo is actually out this time. He has hit the wall. His tire is gone, and it's prompted the full safety car. Kalo is out. The safety car is also out, and the 5-second advantage that Flavio has put between him and his teammate is going to be eradicated. Full safety car here, but it gives these teams that might want to go onto a medium tire. Look, the 2-stop's viable now, right? Because the safety car has come out. You can go on, you can pit under the safety car. That's exactly what Flavio decides to do. The question is he going to go for the hards or the mediums? The hards didn't really pay off in the EU race a lot of the times, but he is going to go onto the hards. Flavio is going to choose to go to the hard compound tire. So he's going to use the safety car to pull off a 1-stop here and go soft to hards here. Let's look. Fizzy stays out as it's hards for Lucas as well. It's hards for Igor. Lars is in the pits. He's going to go onto the hard compound tire. Jackie's going with the hards. Santos has gone with the hards. Tazik, Fizzymon, and Steph have decided to stay out. But it looks like everybody that's pitted has decided to go onto the hard compound tire. Here's Andy now with the medium compound tire. He's going to go into a second set of mediums. He's running the 2-stop now, so he's going to probably finish on the softs. You could see Murphy's Law behind him. He's coming into the pits. He's on zero. He's on fresh mediums. Why is he changing his tires out again? And he is going to dive in to go onto the hard compound tire. So Murphy's Law is going to go onto the hard. Now you've got Bulldog coming in. He's going onto the hard. Ramos is here. Final and StarCraft might decide to stay out. It is going to be then another set of mediums for Ramos. He's going to be on the 2-stop, but Fizzymon leads the race as Flavio, the relative race leader, if you will, since Fizzy has not pitted yet, he's going to be in second place on the hard compound tire. Steph is behind him in the mediums as he is wedged. It's a Steph sandwich between the two Aston Martins, really, and it is going to be Lucas in 4th. Igor's 5th. Tazik is up to 6th as, Igor's had a collision with Tazik. That's not good. Is there damage on Igor's, there's no damage on any of the cars, it looks like. No damage. But a penalty for Igor as 5-second penalty. That's a harsh penalty too. As safety car will go around again. There is another pit. It's Tazik. Tazik's coming into the pits now. Is he going to have to replace the front wing? No, but he is going on to the soft compound tire. So Tazik goes into the soft compound tire. after that pit stop. Says Murphy's Law has left the session. Maybe a disconnect, I want to say. But Fizimon leads. Flavio second. Steph is third. Lucas is fourth. Igor is fifth with a 5-second time penalty. Lars sixth. Ramon is seventh. Jackie Jack in eighth. Giovanni Santos is in ninth. Andy 10th. Zephyr 11th. Wilhelm 12th. Tazik down to 13th as the Bulldog is in 14th. Ramos Lynn is in 15th. StarCraft 16 final is in 17th. So Andy up 4 positions. Fizzy's up 12 right now in the race lead. He's on slightly aged, kind of medium-aged, medium tires, if you will. There's a lot of life left in those medium tires, probably at least another 9 laps as he is leading the field. And so Fizimon leads with the preseason championship favorite right on his gearbox. Safety car. Is he going to come in this lap is the question. It might. It very well just might. They have most of the field now in the queue. Big thanks for everyone who's stopping by. Watch the race. Pleasure to bring it with you. I'm Benikage. You are watching AOR's Season 22 Formula 1 Leagues for PC North America. Proudly brought to you by Elgato, Driver 61, and SIMSOK. Fizimon, it looks like we're going to get another lap under the safety car. Antonio, he wants to get out of the last 2 in this field. StarCraft and final, who had just started Sector 3, really. They got to get back around. So lap 10 under the safety car. 20 laps to go. As the very back of the back markers catch up with their safety car queue. Oh, StarCraft has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to be his race pretty much done and dusted. He's coming in for the pit. And he has gone on to the hard compound tires. He's had a replacement of the front wing as well. So front wing gone and replaced. And the problem that he has is now he's just coming around now out of the pit lane. So is he going to have enough time to catch the safety car queue? Who has entered into Sector 2. They're down around turn 9 and 10 right now. Busy trying to keep some heat into those tires. You can see the weaving going on with all the cars. Trying to get the hard is really going to be the tire that has to get the heat in the most. You can see the weaving that Flavio, his teammate behind him, and even Steph in the middle on the medium compound tires having to do. Fizzy doing the same at the front. Got to keep the heat into those tires at all times, as the safety car is coming in this lap. So we're going to be back to racing, as it'll be Fizimon to set the pace with the field. Safety car coming in. Fizimon taking it very slow. Here they come around the final turn. When does Fizimon want to get on the gas? And it seems like he's on the gas now. Zephyr's had another. Zephyr's had a collision with a. Looks like Andy M. But we're back to green flag racing nonetheless, and it is going to be Fizzy down in turn 1 with the lead. Flavio in second. Lucas is third. Steph here in fourth. He's got Igor all over the tailbox. Igor wants this position. Igor is all over Steph. Only 0.2 of a second now. He's trying to squeeze out a little bit more track on the inside. As not going to have a nice, lovely aerial shot there. You can see exactly where the racing line is. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. It looks like Ramos has had a spin, as it could be that StarCraft is going to pass him. See, there are the tire ages for everyone. Fizzy's on 10-lap old softs. And time second penalties for you. 5 seconds for each of the drivers that have a marker next to their name. Flavio, meanwhile, is gaining on Fizzy on the hards. The tires are up to temperature. He's done a good job to warm him up. He's only needed a full lap. He's right on the gearbox of Fizzy. He's got his teammate behind him. Lucas has managed to get around Steph, by the way. So this could be looking for the double overtake. DRS is not quite enabled just yet, but the slipstream is still very, very strong. And now, is he going to get the move done going down into turn one? They're on the front straight. Fizzy decides to go for the inside line to defend, but towards the outside goes Flavio, and he's into the lead. Flavio back in the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Fizzy down to second. Lucas still in third. Now he wants to have a go on the Fizzy. Now he's trying to get the switch back. He's got the straight now going down into turn four. He's got the slipstream. He's right on the tail. He is so close to that Alpine. Down on the inside goes Lucas, but Fizzy running a little wide, getting maybe a little squeeze, and it means the Aston Martin is through again as Fizzy is down into third position. But nonetheless, Fizzy in third place. He's got to hold off the charge that wants to come from Igor. Lars is in fifth. The safety car's not done him well. He was in third prior to it. He's running in fifth position now. Steph is in sixth. Ramon is in seventh. And you have got a heated battle here, really, for sixth place. Sector 2, there is a safety car. Another spin. It looks like final this time is the car that is spun. As Santos looking for the first of these two AlphaTauris. Down the straight, Tazik is right behind him on the soft compound tire, mind you. Ready to strike at these cars. DRS is now enabled. As down on the inside goes, or down on the outside I should say, goes to Zeke. He's looking for the position. Oh, he's cut the corner quite heavily there. And that is the challenge done and over with. DRS pops open. Now the Mercedes trying on the Red Bull as, oh, there's contact between the two. And that runs the Red Bull wide. It gives Steph a little bit, oh, and the Red Bull spun. The Red Bull has spun. Santos has spun the car. And he is going to plummet down the field. Now Tazik is outside of DRS from Steph through all the fighting. He is going to be absolutely livid, and I cannot blame him whatsoever. Meanwhile, back at the front, Lucas is staying awfully close to Flavio, just within 0.6 of a second. He's still going to have the DRS with him. We'll see if he can do it down into turn one, but before we do that, there is heavy pressure as, oh, the Bulldog is spun, the Haas is spun. Now he's down into 13th place, but Jack getting very, very close. He wants this Mercedes. He could get it here on the run down to turn one. DRS open, there is no DRS for the Mercedes of Tazik. Down to the inside goes the McLaren, or the outside I should say, down to the turn one. And McLaren is just not going to have the pace. He's trying to overtake a car on a hard compound tire, mind you. And so for now, Tazik maintains the position, but he goes back on the inside this time, down into turn four. DRS open. Can he make the move stick? This time it looks like he has. Mercedes wants to come back at him on the run up to turn five, but it's to no avail. There has been a massive spin down at the back. Jay Ramos, has he taken some damage is the question. He has gotten a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. As Giovanni Santos gets a penalty now for multiple track warnings. Yellow flag in sector 2. Wilhelm this time goes with the spin, and it's a virtual safety car. Wilhelm, has he got damage is the question. He has lost his front wing. And that has prompted the virtual safety car. Wilhelm in 17th place now, and it's prompted the full safety car. So second safety car of the night. And Flavio is going to take advantage to get off the soft or the hard compound tire. Question is, with 14 laps to go, what's the tire that he chooses to go on? I think it's got to be the mediums here. And it's not. It's going to be the soft compound tire for Flavio. Again, Fizzy decides to stay out. Let's get them tires up before you. Fizzy. Igor at VLE Sports. You mean McLaren? The McLaren drivers? Igor and Jackie are having good races. But Fizzymon at the front is not bothered by the safety car. He's going to stay out on the medium compound tire. The question for Fizzy is, does he want to take the risk that Flavio is taking here and going onto the soft compound tire, trying to make it stretch 14 laps? Because right now, had he pitted immediately, it would have been one thing. But if he pits this lap, then obviously he's going to fall much further back in the field. On the softs, he could probably challenge a few of these cars, but does he just wait it out and ride maybe another 4 or 5 laps on this tire and get onto the soft tires? The life of the soft tires around here are about 10, really. We've seen drivers get about 13, maybe 12 and a half laps out of the tires, especially in the EU race when we had the virtual safety car. But beyond that, they really start to fall off the cliff. And the question is, when does Fizzy want to come in? Because the mediums are already at a point now where they're not really going to get you much more pace. So he decides to stay out. It's Lars in second, mind you. He's on the hards. He's decided to stay out. There is no reason for Lars to come in on the hard compound tire. He can just stay out, but he's going to have a lot of pressure from Flavio, who is in second position, actually. It is Fizzy. Fizzy's decided to pit. Fizzy's come into the pits, and it's going to put him at the back of the field. That's the problem now with waiting 1 lap to pit under safety car conditions. Fizzy is pit. Zephyr's out of the session. Zephyr is out. I wonder what's happened. We'll see. Maybe we'll catch it on Wilhelm's camera here. Has he spun and lost the tire, or has he just pulled off to the side of the track and retired? Looks like he's just pulled off to the side of the track and retired. Zephyr out, Murphy's out, and Kalo. Ours are our 3 retirements. Oh no, he's disconnected, I think, Zephyr. But we'll see. He might be completely out of the race now. Lars in the lead. Flavio right behind on the soft compound tire. This feeds right into his hands, doesn't it? As Andy gets another penalty. This time for a collision with final 3. Looking for damage on the 2 of them. There is not. It looks like there might be a little bit of damage on the rear ring of the Alfa Romeo of final 3. But the whole field is caught up to the queue. Lars in the Haas leads the race on the hard compound tire. He's going to try to get that tire to the end. Flavio is in second. Bulldog, the other Haas, is in third on another hard compound tire. Lucas is in fourth. It's the 2 MRTs. Ramon in fifth on fresh mediums. We see some drivers unsure of where the real kind of the precipice is for if the softs can last that long, the mediums will have to do. The field kind of split between them. 5 drivers taking new mediums and 5 drivers taking new softs. 2 drivers taking new hards. 3 staying out Tazique's got a penalty with a collision for Jackie Jack, but we're underway. It is full green flag racing to resume, and immediately it's Flavio on the soft compound tire to get the lead. He is taken on the outside line. The Haas cannot defend on the slower tire. There is a black and white flag for final three. He's got, I believe, not final three, it's somebody. He has got a 5-second penalty. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, final three. Or is it Wilhelm that's spun? Yes, it's Wilhelm that's spun. The Alfa Romeo just coming out of the pits, but nonetheless, here's the other Aston Martin on the Haas down the inside of turn 8. That's not a normal overtaking spot. It is for Lucas. He gets the move done on the medium compound tire as Lars is down to third. Now those Aston Martins again free to slingshot themselves up the track. No issue whatsoever. As Lars is going to try and defend against another soft compound tire user, and Igor right behind him. Podium is beckoning for Igor. He wants it. He knows he can get it here. He's got to make the softs last. They are going to really struggle to get to the end of the race here as Santos makes a move up at the 9th position, as it looks like. Let's get your positions up there. Igor getting very close to the Haas of Lars, and he could make the move here. DRS not yet enabled. Flavio on the soft. We're going to set the fast lap at 127.1. And there it is, the dive on the inside from the McLaren. Igor, can he get the pass done as he looks like he's just stuck it? And indeed it is. There is a big crash in the back. Is that Fizzy? Fizzy in the back has spun. As you look into the Bulldog, he's going to make a move. There is a big clash for 5th place, trying to get past the AlphaTauri of Ramon, and Bulldog gets the move done on the hard. Now the switchback, though, from the AlphaTauri, trying to get the outside line here, and then eventually the inside down into turn number 6 and 7. As it is going to be Ramon still hanging on to 5th place. There's the AlphaTauri diving down the inside of turn 8, and can he get the move done? He has the Haas now, has to fend off yet again from another soft compound tire user. It's Jackie Jack, and then the Haas with the better line. But oh no, the Haas has come across. He's lost the rear end a little bit, and he's there. He has slammed into the front of Jack. Yellow flag in sector 2 should be cleaned up here shortly. It is, I believe, final 3. Or no, it's Ramos letting some cars by. So there you go. Now up of 1 position. Steph trying to get very close to Ramon, but can't quite do it. Jackie Jack is getting very close again to Tazique here, or to the Bulldog here. Flavio goes fastest again, still a 127.1. Is he going to get enough of a traction here? He doesn't have DRS. I think has he forgot to enable it? Maybe he's forgot to enable it. There's no DRS open, unless I am wrong, but DRS should be available. To turn number 2. He's right on the tail end of that Haas. DRS is now flying open. There it is. He's trying to go to the outside. The Haas goes on the inside. Giovanni Santos gets a penalty for speeding. He's retired from the session. And it's the Haas that still defends his position and maintains this 7th position here. Bulldog fighting onto this with everything he's got. Meanwhile, up at the front, Igor has gotten within a second of Lucas. Remember, Igor is on the soft compound tire. Lucas is on the mediums. And he has gotten caught up. He is right on the tail. And this could be finally something to split the MRTs up, who have basically led 1 and 2 from the offset. Yellow flags in every sector. As now, can the McLaren get the move done? And that is the retirement of Giovanni Santos' car. So 4 drivers are out. But still, the points have yet to be decided. DRS is open on the McLaren. He's going for the inside. There is no attempt to block from Lucas. Can the McLaren make it stick? He has down into turn 1. That's a fantastic move from Igor. He gets the position. He gets second. Remember, Flavio is on the soft, so it's going to be very difficult to chase him down. As there are your tires. The oldest are the 2 hards that are in the points at 11th. Bulldog has been passed, by the way, by Tazik. He's trying to get the move done on the inside. Can the Haas defend? The Haas can't quite defend this one. It looks like the Mercedes is finally through into 8th. As look at the front. It's getting awfully close on that short break there. Tazik trying to get on the back of Jackie Jack and the McLaren. Down into turn 10. Short DRS zone to come up here. Bulldog right behind Tazik. This is the big battle here for 7th. It's a three-way battle for 7th. Mercedes trying to get a run up the hill now, right on the tail end. He's got to follow this McLaren down. He can try to get him on the back straight here, or down into the DRS zone into turn 1. As it is StarCraft who has had a spin. Mercedes just cannot get close enough, but he's right on the edge. And so here we go, down into the DRS zone. This McLaren is going to be absolutely defenseless against these moves. The Mercedes DRS open, and it's just an easy overtake for Tazik up into 7th position. The question is now, can he break the DRS zone of Jackie? He's on the faster tire, mind you. And the Bulldog right behind. He wants a piece of the action. He wants a piece of Jackie. As Tazik flying ahead to a 6/10 lead. DRS is open for Jackie, but there's not enough track. And Tazik has an opportunity now to maybe come away with a safety car again. StarCraft has crashed, and it's our 3rd safety car of the night. Just when you think you have the answers, you change the questions. It's been rowdy, but it's not been Roddy Piper. As a 3rd safety car has been released onto the track in this race. 5 retirements: StarCraft, Giovanni Santos, Zephyr, Murphy's Law, and Kalo. 1 Mercedes, looks like 1 Alpine, 1 Williams, and 2 Red Bulls. And again, Flavio's going to come into the pits. Maybe fresh softs, I would imagine. And indeed, that's what it is. It's going to be fresh soft tires for Flavio. Lucas comes into the pits now as well. He's going on fresh softs as well. And Ramon gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit. A lot of penalties here. Race director's going to be awfully busy. Bulldog decides to stay out, and I like this decision from him. Yes, Bulldog got chewed up quite a bit from the soft compound tires, and all the people behind him are going to be on them. But as Andy gets a penalty for speeding as well, the big question I think is going to be, can you fight? I mean, you can finish in the points if you can fight up. You got to stay ahead of 8 car. You got an 8 car buffer here. And if the safety car takes another 2 laps, you've only got to fend them off for 5 or 6 laps. So he's trying desperately to get these hard compound tires to the end of the race, and I do not blame him. He needs to get the track position. He needs to get the track position with the safety car. As a 3rd safety car, unprecedented here in Bahrain, really. So, as Andy made a mistake, Andy's made the same mistake. Andy's made the same mistake that we saw in EU, and I've just noticed it. Andy's come on to the intermediate tire. Oh, and of course Andy's going to spin. He's on the medium. You're on the wrong tire, mate. You're on absolutely the wrong tire. As it's going to be. Andy's just. Oh, the Haas is going to, or the Alfa Romeo is going to have a little spin for him as well. This is a mess. Nonetheless, let's go back to the front, shall we? back to the front of the grid, and it is safety car going to take one more lap probably, so it's probably going to come in on this lap. It's really waiting for the teams behind the tail end really to catch up. Andy's made a mistake and gone on to the intermediate tires. Is he just griefing? Is Andy griefing? Please no. That's a big mistake to make, but we've seen it happen before at EU. That literally ended the race. The player just immediately retired afterwards. So he's set to come out in last position, having to box again. Andy is definitely going into the box. Don't speed in the pit lane this time. Remember, you don't have the braking power with those intermediate tires, but nonetheless, it's going to be. He's going to swap over onto proper tires now. Has he just made the same error? Andy's just, I think, made this. Oh no, he's got it on the softs. There it is. The icon switched over. So Andy's on softs, but the big talking point is the front of the field. Lucas is in fourth. This is what it does to the safety car, by the way, to the championship kind of picture here early on in the first round, is that, you know, you talk about Lucas, you talk about Flavio being the two tournament, or the two preseason favorites. And now Lucas, who was looking fantastic, who was staying in second the whole way, has come out in fourth position. And unlike maybe previously when he was on the medium and some other cars were as well, everybody's pretty much on the soft. He's really got one driver who is definitely going to probably overtake here, and that's going to be the Bulldog, who's on the hards, who really, with the track position, has had to choose to stay out. As Flavio will be leading them away here. Oh, they're going to go another lap. This is only going to benefit Bulldog, really, because he doesn't have to spend as many laps defending. So 24 laps into the race, he's got to spend 4 laps at a green flag pace to defend against the charge from these soft compound tires. We've seen him defend relatively well previously. So I'll be looking to do just that. Maybe try to hold on to something in the middle points, like a 5th or a 6th, even a 7th. But you got to be feeling confident. You got to be feeling like you will be in the points here with how long this safety car has been. It's been a long safety car. I believe the safety car came out lap 20 or 21, so, you know, we've had 3 laps of safety car conditions. As they go around turn 10 into the back the stretch of sector 2. Thank you once again for joining us. It's been a thrilling race so far. 5 retirements: Starcraft, Santos, Zephyr, Murphy's Law, and Kalo. Flavio leads. He is one of the pre-season favorites. Bulldog is in second. Igor third in the McLaren. Lucas is in fourth. Safety car will be coming in this lap. Lars is fifth. Steph 6th. Ramon 7th. Tazik 8th. Fizzy is in 9th, all things considered. Jack is in 10th, as Ramos Lynn is in 11th. Wilhelm 12th. Final 3 is in 13th, and Andy is in 14th. That is what you have. 2 players with 5-second penalties, Ramon and Andy. Bulldog with a very good race. He is up 8 positions, but there it is, the pedal to the metal. The foot's on the floor. Flavio guesses it. It's a very slow reaction from Bulldog, as the McLaren has overtaken him, but before the start-finish line. So I do not know if the McLaren's going to have to give that position back, but nonetheless, it is the Aston Martin who makes the move as well. Bulldog now in front of his teammate Lars, who gets by him going up into turn number, oh no, Bulldog spun. Bulldog has spun, and that's it all for naught. Staying on the compound tires, Bulldog has spun. The Alfa Romeo behind him has also been held up. And just like that, all of that track position lost for Bulldog. He's sitting in 13th position. Ramon now is awfully close. Fizzymon going for the move onto Zeke, and he's made it stick. Fizzy's up to 7th now. He's had a good race. Stav quietly having a great race, by the way. He's up to 5th. His final 3 is in 11th position. He's the biggest mover in 8th position. Or he's the biggest mover up 8 and up to 11th position. Andy, meanwhile, trying for the overtake as Lucas. Oh, he's gotten a time penalty. Lucas, it goes from bad to worse. He's got a time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's now final looking for a pass, looking for the overtake. We're going to go on board with Jackie. Actually, he is really pressuring to Zeke as Flavio gets the fastest lap. And it looks like Jackie just losing the rear end a little bit there. Now down the straight. Might not have enough on the straight to make the move. The rear end sliding cost him there. So no move going down into turn 1. As meanwhile, the next closest is final third, really trying to get a move done. Andy gets the position on final third. As Jackie trying to find something. He's losing a lot of time. Meanwhile, Fizzy is trying to put the pressure on Ramon in the AlphaTauri. The two AlphaTauris are both ahead of him. Lucas is trying to get the gap to Lars to be 3 seconds. It's 1.9, by the way. Lars has got to stay close to have a shot at the podium, by the way. He needs to get remain within the 3 second buffer. He's just on the edge of 2. Lucas is showing really great pace, mind you, as we ride with Fizzy. Let's go on board with Fizzy as he's on the back of Ramon here. You see, try to use the battery life in short spurts. He's got a lot to use going down this straight ahead to the start finish line. We'll see if he does just that. He is going to juice it. He's got to stay on the back here. Ramon ahead. Safety car in sector 2 or 3. I don't know what it is. It is a spin. I don't know if it's a damage. No, the DRS is now enabled, so Fizzy is going to get the DRS. So is Lucas, by the way. He has cut down this gap between him and Igor very, very small. He's just 0.6. He's on the back. And so Lucas here trying to get right on the back of the McLaren, get the overtake done. The gap to Lars is 2.4. Lars has got to hope that Igor can really put up a stern defense and allow him to get close to stay within this 3 second buffer. Meanwhile, Fizzy towards the back here. He is having a great, oh, he goes for the inside move. He's got it on the AlphaTauri. That's fantastic overtake going down into turn 10. That is such a hard position of the track to overtake with how the front left wants to lock up, but he gets an overtake done, and he's used the DRS detection zone to get past Ramon and fight him off on any retake. Fizzy up to 6th. Further back in the field, Jack getting awfully close to the McLaren. They're going down the back straight here. Oh yeah, he's been out of the session for a while. So, can Jack get the overtake done is the question. Lucas does it down into turn 1. And Jack just can't get it done. Now Lucas is going to be looking, by the way, going into turn number 4. Is he going to get it done? There's not enough track. And so Igor remains in 2nd. Same with Jack. He's still in 9th here. He doesn't have enough to get up onto Tazik, but he's got the pace. He knows he's got the pace. He's got to stay close. He wants the McLaren. I'm sorry, he wants the Mercedes ahead of him. He's looking for it potentially going down into turn 10. We've seen one great overtake, but it's very hard to do. And in fact, it's not going to be for the McLaren, but he is going to have this DRS. It's a very short straight, though, going down into turn 11. He's got it open. So does the Mercedes. Can he make a move is the question. The slipstream is very powerful. There's just not enough track there. Lucas, meanwhile, what's happened? The pace with Lucas has fallen off. Ramon with a 3-second time penalty. That's only going to help Tazik, who's trying to get past him. Lucas has built the buffer to Lars, but he's lost it to Igor. And so it could be second place for the McLaren. We are on the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Final having a spin at the back. Meanwhile, Tazik, he's going for the position. He goes on the outside, and I'm sorry, Jackie has done it. And Jackie, the McLaren has stuck, and he's finally got his man in the Mercedes. And now can he get more? He's got Ramon, he's got the time penalty, so Jack is definitely looking at 7th place. Lars wants the podium, but he's just 3/4 of a second outside. Can Jack get anything done here moving in towards the final 2 sectors of this race for him? Flavio at the front. It's been a masterful drive from Flavio. Absolutely superb. No one has been able to have the pace that this Brazilian has had. And he has absolutely just amazed the racing world in AOR once again. MRT Flavio around the final corner is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Igor coming around gets second. Lucas spins into third. And with the time penalty, will maintain it. Lars 4th. Steph is 5th. 6th for Fizzyman. 7th for Jackie Jack. Tazik gets 8th on track. Ramon 9th because of the penalty. Wilhelm is coming around for 10th. He'll finish in the points. Andy gets the 11th position. Bulldog here is going to finish in 12th after a disastrous spin. Ramos 13th, final 14th, and that is going to be it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A fantastic race all around. A lot of action. 3 safety cars. But Flavio, your winner here at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and he starts his season with 26 points. Fizzyman gets driver of the day in the game. I would tend to agree. I think it's actually, I would say Steph, in all fairness, is going to be the one to get driver of the day. I would love to give it to Fizzy, the co-commentator. I'm not going to be biased on the commentators, but I gotta admit, it was fantastic from Fizzy, but it was also really, really good from Steph, who quietly is going to go in and take 5th place. So nicely done. There it is. Flavio is your winner. Igor finishes in 2nd place. We're going to take a shit ton of screenshots. Sorry, we're going to take a lot of screenshots, we'll say. So final finishing in 14th. He's the last one across the line. Ramon gets 9th. And there are 3 Brazilians, 1, 2, and 3 McLaren there. Nicely done. Let's get into your incidents. These are all the incidents in the Bahrain Grand Prix. There's been quite a lot of them. But nonetheless, it's been a fantastic Bahrain Grand Prix all around. As that is going to be the end of it. Flavio wins. Igor's 2nd, Lucas is 3rd, Lars gets 4th, Steph 5th. Our driver of the day, personally my driver of the day in the AlphaTauri. Fizzyman the Alpine gets 6th, Jack 7th, Tazik 8th, Ramon 9th, Wilhelm 10th in the points. So Ferrari with 1, AlphaTauri gets quite a few. But that is going to do it. So fantastic race overall. We're going to take a quick kind of like minute break, or maybe even a 30-second break. We'll be back with some interviews in just a minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is time for the interviews. We're going to start with, we got two sitting interviews, so we're going to start with, let's start with the good old Fizzymon. I actually was trying to do that in studio mode, so you didn't see me type it out on screen, but whatever. It didn't quite work out the way I was planning it to. Let's bring in Fizzymon. So our first interview, Fizzy. Pretty crazy race, all things considered. Really, really up and down. A lot of safety cars, but in the end, you jumped up quite a few positions. So, are you happy with the performance?
No, I'm pretty disappointed with how my race went. From all the way from qualifying all the way through to the race. It just didn't seem like I could get the luck that I wanted. Like a turn of events just didn't go my way, it seemed.
A lot of safety cars. Did that kind of like throw a spanner in the works for your plans there? Because it looked like you were ready to kind of see out the tires that you put on after the first safety car, but it kind of it looks like that plan went awry when the second one hit.
Yeah, so my plan all along was to do medium softs. Like in qualifying, you saw that I did a lap on mediums about halfway through. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the 26 low that I was doing in practice because I had another driver get in my way while he was on an outlap. So I gotta go ahead and discuss with that after. So yeah, I started outside the top 10, but I still went, committed to the medium strategy. And then, and that early safety car was like perfect for everyone starting on softs. And I'm just like, at that point, I don't want to go into hards. It's just, I don't feel comfortable on them. And yeah, the safety cars threw in the works. Like that second one, for example, came out lap 15. I did not think the softs would make it to the end there. Now I probably should have banked on a third safety car, but can't really do that. So I waited an extra lap just to give myself just that couple extra percentage of tire life, and I thought it would work for me. But then, I had the incident with Gio coming out of the last corner because we had got rear behind another slow car, and it just is what it is. And yeah, the safety cars helped me every time I had something go wrong my way. So it was good and bad.
And well, quite a bit of the safety cars, I gotta say. Did you expect 3 of them, or is that something that just, you can't ever or didn't ever really predict in the Bahrain Grand Prix?
Definitely did not predict 3. I mean, I was assuming there would be one at some point because there usually is one. You don't want it to happen because you have your strategy, and especially doing the reverse strat, you do not want a safety car early on. So like, yeah, I was predicting there'd be one. Did not see 3. I mean, that's not normal that we normally see. So, but yeah, it was a interesting race. I saw a lot of drivers struggled, so that makes sense why we had so many. So,
well, you have a week to prepare for Spain, and I think you and I would both agree we don't really expect 3 safety cars in Spain either, to be honest. Knock on wood before we commentators curse that, and my desk is made of it, so I'll gladly do it for the chat and everybody here. But nonetheless, my point being, what is there to improve upon, or what are you going to work on to improve upon with Spain, particularly into qualifying? If you did do that medium lap and it wasn't particularly very great, but what do you plan on doing to prepare for the Spanish Grand Prix in a week's time?
I'll put a decent amount of practice in. I mean, I did a little bit more for Bahrain than I normally would, but I feel pretty comfortable around Spain already. My schedule is a little busy during the week, and with Hurricane Fred rolling through, hopefully I don't lose power or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna do what I can, put the practice in. As for what kind of strategy it is, I have no idea. It's just gonna have to test it out earlier in the week, and then just hope that in the second half of the week I can really start nailing pace. But we'll see. I know a couple of the guys up front, the MRT guys, are really quick around there. So it's I'm gonna probably be trying to battle for higher points, but it's gonna be a stretch if I want to get a podium. So that's the plan. Just do the best I can and practice.
As of course, the old fatality saying, practice. Now,
Yep.
look, got decent points on on the first race this season. It's a long season, so good luck to you the rest of the way. Stay safe with the hurricane and everything coming through, man. Well, we hope to see you next week at Spain.
All right, thank you, Benny. Take care.
Take care. Okay, next up, let's get the second person in who was in the interview. Let's get Steph in here. Steph, fantastic race from Steph overall, and our driver of the day here at AOR. Steph joining me now. Steph, Absolutely fantastic race overall. You know, a lot of action going up and down the track, and you just quietly just doing your own race and getting the car into fifth at the end of the day. How do you feel?
Uh, well, honestly, that's more or less the best result I could have hoped for. Because looking at my pace, comparing myself to someone like Fizzy, who's a little bit off the Brazilians and stuff, I was a tad slower. A couple tenths off in race pace, and I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna be lucky if I'm fighting for points here. But my main focus is usually to avoid crashing. I always try my absolute best because I've had my experiences in the past. I've learned that lesson. So just avoided all the trouble I could. Tried to play the tire strategies right because we had 3 safety cars. That was interesting. I mean, like, first one, I was like, okay, too early, stay out on the mediums. Second one, okay, maybe pit for the softs here. Hope they make it. And then the last one came out, and I went like, okay, now we don't have to worry about the tires. Pit in one more time, and then just take it to the end. And it just worked out. I mean, it's like it's. I tell Fizzy and the other guys a lot. It's better to be a little slower and not kill yourself just than to be fast and then slam into somebody or spin.
Well, was
So
it
I
good? I'm sorry.
yeah I just always try to like be consistent and not hit anybody. Sometimes that leads to me being a bit overly cautious. I do admit that's one of my faults, but this time it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, well, fantastic performance, I got to say. So, fifth place, good points. And, I mean, we definitely saw our share of bumper cars out there. What's not?
Oh Jesus,
It was
yeah,
pretty
that was
crazy. So,
first lap. There was a mess in front of me. In the middle of the race, there was like absolute ping pong going on. I was just going like, please don't kill me.
well, you managed to
Yeah,
avoid all of it. You found the Alcon line through the Bahrain track. But,
just yeah.
yeah, so, I got to say, Spain in a week's time, right? A little bit
Mhm.
of a more kind of narrow track in a lot of areas,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more difficult to overtake. Anything that you're going to do different from what you did tonight in the race that you think will benefit you on that track?
Definitely gonna have to practice more because historically my qualifying pace is a bit poor. Can't usually quite do the same thing I do in time trial because in time trial it takes me multiple laps to get up to speed. In qualifying, you only have several 1 lap bursts, so it's not the same. So try to improve my 1 lap pace and just hold on for dear life, I guess, because Spain is hard to overtake, like you said, and it's a track where pace matters. So gonna have to just try my best to stay up there, essentially.
Well, up there to start, you're going to be fifth position, 10 points, and a fantastic. Or is that 12 points? Beg your pardon. Is that no? That's 10 points. My bad.
Yeah.
So 10 points and good start to the season overall, Steph. We look forward to seeing you in Spain and wish you the best of luck there.
Yeah, thanks. I'll try to do my best to put on a bit of a performance there. Just stay in the middle of the pack.
We'll all be looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us, Steph.
Thank you.
Bye. So, let's bring on our third interview. It's going to be Starboy. Starboy here. I believe a pretty decent performance from Starboy, all things considered. It was quite a good performance overall from a lot of different cars, a lot of different drivers who had quite a lot to say. Starboy here. Uh, it is going to be Starboy who joins us. Starboy, welcome. A bit of an absolutely insane race to start. I mean, what do you take away from all of this?
I gotta secure my wheel better. My wheel came off. I was in like 10th, 9th. I was defending pretty well, and then my wheel came off my desk. So I lost places, and then it came off again, and then I bent it into the wall. It was a tough race. Yeah,
What?
I started off the back, try to catch up. Yeah, it was tough.
Well, I gotta say, what wheel are you using if it's coming off the desk?
I'm using the Logitech 920. Yeah, I had it pretty nicely mounted, but it kind of slipped off. I think one of the spacers kind of folded away. So yeah, but I guess I better luck next race.
Yeah, definitely. There's Spain coming up, right? And it's a bit. See, to me, I would argue it's a bit of a tougher track because it's a little bit more narrow. There's not as many sweeping, fast straights like you have in Bahrain, where you have mainly like three good straights to overtake on. What do you plan on doing in Spain that is different from how you would maybe even set up the car in Bahrain?
I don't know. I guess I'll go for a more setup that I can attack better. So yeah, I went this setup. I just wanted to survive. See the vibe of this race. But I guess next race I'm gonna attack a little more.
Well, we'll definitely look forward to it. Definitely, hopefully not 3 safety cars next race. I'll put it that way. But yeah, definitely an opportunity to bounce back. It's a long season ahead, and we look forward to some excellent performances from you, Starboy. So, tough race today, but definitely plenty of opportunity to bounce back, and we wish you the best of luck in doing so next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Now, our final interview tonight is going to be Kalo. Kalo really struggled in this race, finishing at the bottom. But we'll bring Kalo in now. Kalo, it's a bit of a difficult race. Didn't really seem to go your way. What happened out there?
Well, spun at turn 4. Was facing the wrong way. I threw it in first, gunned it, and next thing I knew, I didn't have enough space, and I was I was straight in the wall, and my wheel came off.
I was gonna say, were you using? Sorry, I muted myself. Were you using a setup that you're not used to, or was it something?
No, I was using controller for the first time because I don't have my wheel with me, so it was a new learning curve, and I think it went the worst possible way.
Well, look, it's just reason to ditch the controller in future races, right?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll be on the wheel next week. I hope, and maybe I'll be back to my normal pace.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of opportunities. 16 more races still, so definitely plenty of opportunity to pick up much needed points. Tough night tonight, but like you said, you're on equipment you're not used to, and
Yeah, it was a little embarrassing spinning about 10 times, but I think I learned something that the controller sucks, and anyone that's on it needs to get off it. But yeah, it was a fun experience tonight.
I was gonna say, if it makes you feel any better, I spinned about 5 times in the evaluation race. My best was like a 144, so definitely better on the controller than me when I got the wheel. So, look, plenty of opportunity again to make up points. So, good luck in the next race for Spain. We definitely look forward to seeing you there. If not, then the one following that. And best wishes for that race next week.
Great, thank you. Bye.
Have a great night. So that is pretty much going to do it. Thank you so much to everybody who stopped by to watch. It's been absolutely fantastic to bring this race to you, as it's also been fantastic to been brought this race by our wonderful sponsors. The first of which is Elgato. You definitely want to check them out, elgato.com. They are the makers of the wonderful Stream Deck. Let me tell you something. I do a lot of Counter-Strike commentary as well, and those Counter-Strike producers, you can't do it without a Stream Deck. That is an absolute must-have. Anything production, stream-wise, it's absolutely fantastic. Check it out, elgato.com for that. Driver61 sponsors Apex Online Racing F1 Leagues. Big thank you to him for sponsoring us. It is going to be, it's just an absolute pleasure actually to be sponsored by him. Go check out his YouTube, by the way, youtube.com/driver61. Tons of informational videos there. And check out his Sim Racing Academy, actually. driver61.com/sim-racing/d61-sim-racing-academy. It is good. You can get 25% off a consultation session and free coaching session when you use code AOR Driver61. And finally, big thanks to SIMSOK here. It's the first kind of product of its type for sim racing. It is socks with a cushioned heel for comfort during endurance events, breathable panels, arch support for your arches. Those feet, I gotta tell you something, somebody works on their feet all day. Arch support is exactly the kind of thing you need. Special Cool Max yarn that wicks moisture away, and strategically placed unique grips. That means there are no more feet that will be slipping off your pedals. Definitely check them out at simsocks.com. That's SIMSOK. I'm sorry, SIMSOK. Big thank you to the sponsors. Big thank you to everybody that turned out tonight. That is going to do it from us. We will be back next week with the with the Spanish Grand Prix from the Circuit de Catalunya. We look forward to seeing you then. Until then, I am Benikage signing off. Have a great evening.